The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, two teams start fresh for their first game of the season, both squads believing this will be a great year. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. And for Golden State, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And here we are, opening night of the new NBA season. Every club at this point can be optimistic. Some teams just looking to make the playoffs, others with much higher aspirations, Kenny.
Yeah, well, some people would say that you can start with a clean slate. But then certain people are saying we're building off of last year. So this is a continuation. But whatever happened last year to some of those teams who didn't reach their goals, they just can wash it out and start. But there are certain teams saying, yes, we are who we were last year, and watch who we are this year.
You want to come out the gate strong. Ernie, I think we're in for an exciting year. And it was a pleasure seeing you in San Tropez on our vacation.
Yes.
That's a nice aqua machine you got.
It was very surprising to see you there, big fella, too.
I was
not
memorable. Invited.
How'd you like my bathing suit, Ernie?
Well, let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Home court advantage goes to the Warriors playing here at the Oracle Arena. The top storyline, Tariq Evans, injured. He will not be suiting up.
Well, Kevin, no more uncertainty about the seriousness of his injury. We only got a preliminary diagnosis after he came out of their previous game, but now they sound sure about it. Hopefully we see him back on the court in less than a month.
Yeah, and we should. I mean, barring anything unforeseen, you'd expect him to be back in a matter of a few weeks.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Anthony Davis is out there with Alexis Ajinça. And it's Cunningham in at the small forward spot today. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
Thompson misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Holiday kicks to Ajinça. There's the screen. New Orleans moving the ball around. It's Davis with the drive. And against the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Davis has got his first points in this one. As you're talking about the Warriors, you know, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the three-point threats.
And then even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length at every perimeter position to switch on any play. So they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Curry kicks to Bogut. To the wing right side. Nobody near Barnes. The good-looking shot from the wing. Barnes has got his first 2 points of the night. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Los Angeles. Gordon against Curry. Outside Holiday. Can't hit from the elbow. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Thompson dishes to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Curry's got 5 points so far.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And Holiday kicks to Ajinça. Davis sets a screen. They set the pick. Off the pick. can't get it to go. So Golden State will take it the other way. And going against New Orleans, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
Added incentive in a game like this. I mean, they've got to be ready to rise up to that challenge.
Clock is at 3. Here's Thompson. Anthony Davis with the rebound. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Holiday against Curry. Green inside the three-point line. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, knocked loose. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Ready?
All right. And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Pelicans shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
That one misses for Davis. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Warriors on top. They're up by 3. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus.
A lot of face-up, like to do the one dribble pull-up. You like to do the one dribble, fade back off one leg. I haven't got there yet, but catching the ball at the elbow, catching the ball at the nail.
Well, I'll tell you, you could be... here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
How good has the ball movement been here? Just absolutely terrific.
Boy, that kind of timely passing, Greg, really fun to watch.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. The big men are Anderson and Davis. Robinson is out there with Alonzo G. And it's Babbitt in at the small forward.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here is Anderson after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. Little turnaround. Anderson can't get it to go. Warriors leading by 5.
Before getting dinged up, Brian Anderson was rolling. I mean, over the first few seasons of his career, improved in efficiency in all areas. Then he had the back injury, and last season his shooting percentages really went south.
And so here is New Orleans. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Now the feed to Robinson. Inside, all alone. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
The shot by Spates. Nobody around. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Robinson passes to Davis. Kicks it to Anderson. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Azili inside, defended by Anderson. Iguodala kicks to Spates. Here is Livingston, guarded by Robinson. 5 on the clock. Good! Barbosa's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. So it's the Pelicans now. 6-point game. Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
Has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, over that last break, I listened in on Alvin Gentry's huddle. He urged them to do everything possible to create open looks for each other. Talked about setting picks, running more set plays, anything to shake free of that defense. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
And thank you, Doris.
And you know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. That's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. Another shot. The kick out to Holiday. Gordon dishes to Anderson. And the Pelicans miss again. Warriors leading by 6. Barnes kicks to Bogut. On the wing, Thompson pulls it up. The shot will not go. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Anderson against Barnes. It's Anderson with the drive. He used that pick to get in close. Anderson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Curry kicks to Barnes. Fires from the wing. And the shot is good. Barnes has got the lead up to 6 now for the Warriors. And we've reached halftime in this one. Warriors lead by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis. And Anthony, based on how the game has been going so far, what's your attitude going to be when you come out to play the second half?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So, we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the 3rd quarter.
Anthony, thank you. Guys, it should be all business when you step between the lines.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
You know what jumps out at me? Their efficiency on the offensive end. They shared the basketball. Good shot selection. They showed a lot of patience, and that patience will be tested the rest of the way.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
The big positive, I think their points were in the paint. They were determined to work the ball inside of Ernie. It worked. It's always worked. I got 4 rings. I know it works for a fact. That's why they call me Dr. O'Neal, because I'm a master at being dominant on the inside. Anyway, you got to keep that going, because that will continue to open things up for them on the perimeter.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Pelicans trail by 6.
Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
The Pelicans shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Last season for the Warriors really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league and Greg, both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past few seasons. Kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward.
The New Orleans Pelicans come into this one after the win against Miami. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Davis with a screen on Barnes. The wide open look here for Holiday. The three-pointer is right on target. Holiday's got 5 now.
That shot was made possible by the work of Anthony Davis.
Curry attacking, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA. None brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
The first free throw is good. What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter.
And Curry and his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system. But you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
Now here is Robinson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And that one's good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence. And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover.
Pelicans trail by 10. Smith kicks to G. Screen by Smith. Pass to Robinson. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Golden State. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Iguodala the pass to Curry. Green the screen. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
For the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they thought through the game was fantastic.
Yeah, and Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for positives moving forward.
Anderson, he's checked in for New Orleans. Stephen Curry hits them both. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Sean Livingston. Good on the second free throw.
And thinking back to the Pelicans' playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
Now here's Iguodala. The 10-footer. Good. Iguodala's got his second bucket.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Curry kicks to Spates. Green the screen. Curry against Smith. Curry dishes to Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And it's 7 points for Draymond Green. Smith kicks to Davis. Spates with the block. Babbitt passes to G. And it's Spates with the rebound. Here's Curry. Up in time. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
But to me, it's worth being certain, and that's why we have replay to get these big calls right.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really, a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Warriors leading by 17. So the Pelican 5 right now. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Davis, and it's Cunningham in at the 3 slot. That's good. Bogut's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Warriors. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Holiday dishes to Davis. Gordon against Curry. Gordon kicks to Davis, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Bogut kicks to Curry. He feeds it to Thompson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one's on Eric Gordon. Clark, remember a year ago, Klay Thompson was the subject of trade speculation, possibly, in fact, going to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love.
Yeah, in the end, the Warriors stood pat, and it was a controversial decision at that point, but I don't think there's any question it was a pretty good move for the Warriors right now.
And so Thompson nails both of them.
And the Warriors, also inking Thompson to that 4-year, $70 million extension. A big show of faith on their part, and it's looking like money well spent. And now Klay Thompson with deeper pockets, but never one to splurge. His father taught him well. I mean, his rookie year, he drove the family hand-me-down. He bought his next car used, so his focus is clearly on the game, not the glitz and glamour.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Anthony Davis. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth taking, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Warriors leading by 19 points. To the wing on the left. Barnes with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Got a piece of it. Pass to Ajinça. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And so here is New Orleans, trailing by 19.
And great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy 2 if the defense wasn't there.
Curry outside. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Gordon, the pass to Davis. The 15-footer scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
You look at what Anthony Davis has accomplished so far in his career, the historic comparisons. I mean, they're mind-boggling. For a kid 23, Greg, the historic comparisons are very favorable for him.
I mean, he's been compared to a young KG and Duncan quite often. But in his first few seasons, his numbers look the most similar to Hakeem the Dream. And that's about as good a company as you can get.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're ahead by 20. 1:52 left to play here in the fourth. .152 left in the fourth quarter. Barnes with it. It's stolen by Davis. Here is Cunningham. Holiday dishes to Ajinça. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
You know, and the funny thing about Davis having similar numbers to Hakeem, he came very close last season to putting up a quadruple double. Hakeem was one of only 4 people to ever accomplish that.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Out to the right wing. Spates kicks to Iguodala. And there's the pass to Ezeli. At the top of the key, Barbosa. Clock at 4. And the Warriors miss again.
You know, Davis might get a quadruple double at some point. Last season, he had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks on 4 different occasions. The rest of the NBA had a combined 0 in that category.
And it's Smith penetrating. Here's Anderson. The shot is off, and Golden State will go the other way with it. Livingston kicks to Iguodala. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
Robinson, that's good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Iguodala, that's a 2-pointer, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, here with Andre Iguodala. And what's the key for you guys to have games like you did tonight as you look to the upcoming games?
The key is just not letting all the outside distractions, get in the way of letting us do what we want to do. So we got to come in, play tough, and guys be ready to play.
Andre, thank you. Kevin, they shut out the noise and just play.
All right, Doris, thank you. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He delivered quite a star performance. Not uncommon, as we've seen him have this sort of terrific night many times.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I get jealous. He feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.